Young Jables did not have good mental health, so he sought the advice of others. They told him to just get in the gym, bro, it'll fix everything, bro. And in all honesty, this seemed to work. He became more attractive to women, he became more confident, and his stress levels were significantly reduced. But as the months and years would pass, he'd begin to realise that deep down, he was still miserable. Before long, his feelings of inadequacy would seep in. He became quite insecure, and this slowly started to kill any drive or motivation he had. Eventually, he was back to square one, and this time, things felt much harder. How will he get himself out of this hole? Stick around, cause I need that watch time.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
When I started to work out on a regular basis, I'd feel more manly, I'd become more confident. And for any man who wants to improve his life, I would highly recommend this. This is an excellent foundation, and for a while, this worked for me. During this time, I believed that if I kept doing this, sooner or later, my problems would disappear. That I'd be able to have the peace that I truly wanted. I'd see successful men on the internet. They'd have a good body, money, they'd have attractive women by their side. I thought that if I followed in their ways, that I'd be happy. Sadly, that peace didn't come. It didn't come because I was seeking peace externally, in being attractive to women, in how others would perceive me, in being seen as high value. This didn't fix the problem because I wasn't actually tackling it. Maximus maintained a healthy body through regular exercise, but he knew that without a healthy mind, his strong body isn't of much use. He'd regularly spend time reflecting on himself, focusing on the negative thoughts and feelings that were holding him back. He'd ask himself, is this really worth my energy? And the thoughts that weren't, he would stop giving them his energy. Now and then he'd get thoughts of not being good enough. You see, he wasn't the best looking guy in his tribe, and he was smaller than the other men. But his father had always told him to keep these words in the back of his mind. Never base your value on the opinions of others. If they don't approve of you, that's their problem, not yours. We all have these thoughts, Maximus. It's our nature. Why are you going to listen to the opinions of men who don't even value themselves? And whenever Maximus would think back to this, he'd quickly realise it's not a big deal. And once he let go of this mindset, he'd start to feel more at peace with himself. He was the victor of his own life. He didn't waste time competing with others, but rather himself. Social media is heavily to blame for the negative feelings we have about ourselves. We see others doing better than us, and we immediately feel like they've got this great life. And from our perspective, it can make us feel like failures, particularly in the men's improvement spaces. We've had this idea that to overcome our struggles, to overcome our bad mental health, that the gym is the one and only answer. But the truth is that it's not. And this one-dimensional way of thinking is why so many men stay stuck in their negativity. It's why they never grow and why they still feel miserable, because they don't tackle the root cause of the problem. Whether you want to accept this or not, the gym is very surface level. It's good to keep in shape, but your mind is also a muscle that must be worked. And in all honesty, this should be a bigger focus. You could be the strongest, most muscular man on earth, but if you're mentally weak, you will fall apart. And this begins with valuing yourself. You've got to stop giving your energy to negative things, to negative people. Stop listening to that voice inside your head that's telling you that you're not good enough, that you're a failure. You've got to be able to find peace in who you are. At the end of the day, the opinions of other people are irrelevant, and you'll be surprised at just how many people are actually insecure. What negative thoughts are you struggling with right now? Let me know by leaving a comment and a like while you're at it. Everyone has thoughts about not being good enough from time to time. You need to realise this, because when you do, you realise that we're all human, and that releases so much pressure. Nobody is perfect, and nobody ever can be. So stop beating yourself up about it. If you're working on your flaws, you're dealing with your traumas, you're becoming a much better man every day, you need to hold on to these achievements and take pride in them. Accept that you're not as unworthy as you think you are. Accept that it is possible. Who cares if other people don't accept you? These people probably don't even accept themselves. So why are you worried about what they might think? So yes, go to the gym, take care of yourself physically, but never neglect your mental health. Seek to find peace in who you are, not in what others will think of you, because the only thing you will find is war. Remember that if a kingdom is divided, it cannot stand. So stop fighting against yourself and start fighting with yourself. You will see so much more positivity in your life. A big part of finding peace is to become confident. If you would like to gain rock solid confidence, click the video on screen right now.